Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how you can work with risk register in MS Project. You should be familiar with this project, a study room project, where we already have, the critical paths, also duration and start and finish, procedures, resource names that have been already assigned to each of those tasks within the critical paths, as you see here. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you how you can work with the risk. Okay. So two options. You can work on the risk exactly on this table. So you can add more columns here about risk, for example, risk ID, and many more columns that you need, which makes the table a little bit, complex. The other option is we go with another table and try to link these two tables together. To develop first of all, having a table, in your work, in your MS project is very common, a new table. And this table is not just for risk. It could be about quality management. It could be about project assessment later. If you want to just come up with some KPIs to evaluate the project success, then you can actually develop a table. But today, the table will be about risk register. So what you have to do, you have to go to view, then click on tables, then go to more tables, and then try to create a new table if it is the first time you're visiting this page. Risk register is the name that I'm going to give to this, new table. But before finishing off this one, I'm going to cancel that and I'm going to go back to the main project here. There would be a link between these two tables. I'm going to create that table, that link. So the link that I'm looking for will be a WBS with the numbers that can be the same for across two tables. Okay, so to be able to create a new column with the WBS, I go to custom fields. Sorry, yeah, you don't need to do that. You just need to right click on the column that you want to create a new column before that. So I'm going to insert the column exactly before the task name, and I'm going to name it as WES and just enter. As you see, actually, it automatically, generates some numerical identification for each milestone and their tasks, as you see here. All right, so that is done. I'm gonna get back again to tables, and I'm gonna go to more tables to create that risk register. And the first field that I'm going to bring to the new table is exactly WBS. So you have two options. You can actually just find it out right by this slideshow, or you can type it. The best way is typing that. So I'm going to type that and then enter. And the next one, because this table will be about risk, what I want is to develop a column with the name of risk ID, all right? Because the risk ID is important, but because the risk ID is also that could go to the WBS too, so I don't want to come up with the risk ID. Instead, I'm going to come up with maybe a risk description. So let's just try to type risk description. So if you just write it down and just enter, it won't accept it because that is one of the issues that MS Project has. So you cannot come up with a template like this. You cannot customize the template right here. But instead, what you can do, you can come up with a column with the characteristics of simple text. So what I do, I actually try to open this, slideshow, go down, 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 just scroll down to find text. So I'm gonna go with text one. I'll show you actually why we have created text one, because we didn't have the chance to generate a new column with our customized name. We have to first come up with text column and then rename it. We will do that. So because I already know I need uh, description. I also need, I would say, other than that, you know, we have, some other options. So I'm going to create them right now to save some time. So the second one is going to be text two, text three, text four, text four, text four, text five. And that's it for now. We can actually generate this one later within the table too. So now I just click on OK and then hit apply, and you see that a new table just came up. All right, we have actually text number one, and you see actually WPS has been also assigned to this. That shows what task will have that risk. So the second thing is, because it's the name of the columns are not clear yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rename them, and this renaming can help me better understand, better differentiate these columns. All right, so this time we will rename these columns. So the first one, to be able to rename them, the best option is you go to field settings for each of those, sorry, field custom fields, sorry. You go to the custom field, and this prompt, when it comes up, then you can select the text, the column that you want, and then hit the rename to rename them. So for the first one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with description. For the second one, I'm gonna go with probability. As you remember, actually, we applied probability and impact matrix for developing a risk register and to evaluate actually what risk is in our first priority and what is the order of the priority. So the second one is going to be impact. And then we rename this one to, so after probability and impact, we will need to multiply these two. So that means probability multiplied by impact will generate a score. And this score, the higher the score is, the severe the risk is. So this column, the new column, should be severity. So I'm going to add severity here. The next one, because the severity is important, that's numerical, but I need to understand how, I mean, I need to develop a term for that. For example, whether it's extreme, whether it's high, whether it's moderate, depending on the number and the number, the bracket that this number belongs to, we can come up with some of these characteristics, some of these attributions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to define severity level. And yeah, we've got text, 6 as well. So text 6 is going to show us something else that I'll get back to that a little bit later. Let's just finish this one. And then as you see, we have description, we have probability, impact, severity level, and that should be fine for now. So as you remember, the single numbers uh, represents the milestones. This one, and this one. We don't normally provide risk for milestones because milestones are just our assumption about a combination, a bunch of tasks. That is an assumption that comes to the project, but we categorize them to make sure that the project is under control. But we don't normally provide description of risk for each of those milestones unless otherwise it's necessary. But for this project, which is because I'm going to make it simple for your learning, we don't provide any risk for milestones. So the first milestone will start from here. So I already have developed my own, risks for this project. So I'm gonna add them to this, but because of the time restrictions, I will add them and then get back to you for further explanation. Here you go. I copied the risks that I have already developed and paste them here. So as you see, I'm just gonna make this, adjust the cells for you. So I have provided it in the description. I have provided some risks for for just a few of them. Actually, I came up with real risks that I have identified. But from milestone 3, I try to make up some risks like risk A, risk B, risk C, and so on. And it doesn't matter actually what the risks are, but the point is we are going to learn how to present these risks within the project. But in real scenarios for your assignment, there should be a logic behind each risk that you have developed. All right. So you should not actually come up with something that doesn't, you know, you cannot relate to the project. So the risk that you identify should be real risks, and you have to do your best to make them clear in the description task or whatever you bring. The second one, I'm gonna actually just drag this one to make it a little bit shorter. We've got probability here, and we've got impact. The probability, as you know, actually talks about, you know, what is the what is the possibility of the project? Sorry, what is the possibility of the risk to happen? You know, or what is the probability of that particular task to happen? And the impact talks about, okay, if it happens, what is the impact? How much? What's the percentage that this will impact the project? So these are two different things that we have already discussed about them in both MGT5 PMT and MGT5 PIP. But now we are going to use them within MS Project. How to do that? So the first thing that we need to do, let's just focus on probability. We need to make the values for each of these columns. So to make the values, I'm just going to go just up here, right click, again, go to custom fields. And when you come there up here, then you should make sure actually, first of all, that is the right column that has been selected, and then go to look up because I'm going to create the values. And the value come from what? The value come from the matrix that you have already selected. So let me show you the matrix that I have selected for this work. So this is the probability and the impact that I want to use. You may find something else, doesn't matter, you can apply it. All right. But for me, as this project is mine, I am going to apply this style. So the probability will be based on these 5 scales: rare, unlikely, possible, likely, and almost certain. The impact will be, negligible, minor, moderate, major, and catastrophic. So I'm gonna apply this one in this project. Again, you know, come across with other, metrics, or maybe actually with other terminologies, but it doesn't matter. You should just only way that I want you to focus on is, you to be consistent about your project and your project risk. So what I'm gonna do, so let's just show you this again. So probability will be based on rare. So number 1 is the value that we give to rare, 2 unlikely, 3 possible, likely, and almost certain. Let's just do that. So again, I'm gonna go maybe make sure that probability has been selected, look up, and then I'm gonna give number 1 to rare. You just need to define them yourself. Then 2 will be on likely. All right. To save some time, I have developed these values for each of these items. What you need to do, no need for further changes. You just need to close it and then hit OK. So as you see here, now we have a slideshow showing the value, and also the scale for probability and its value here. We need to do this for impact two. So again, I right click on impact column and go to custom field and do the same for impact. So I just click on lookup and I create the value. So the value I'm gonna give one to negligible. And I'm gonna give two to minor. Again, I save some time by developing themselves here. So, as you see, actually, this is, based on what we have developed and then easy done. So just click on close and then hit OK. And you see that both of them have, a slideshow showing their values. All right. So the next step is to come up with a probability and impact. Here, the logic is very important. You cannot actually just come up with something like five or zero or one, or something like this, for that probability or for impact. There should be a logic behind it. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense at all. So I want you to have this logic, when you develop your work, because it will impact your understanding about project. And also, at the end of the day, what we are going to do is we are going to mark you based on this logic. So, but to save some time, I am going to ignore this logic right now. Um, you know, but again, for your final assessment, you have to do that. So I'm going to give unlikely, probability unlikely, and minor for this one. And I'm gonna keep going that for all risks here, because otherwise we will receive some errors in the system. So I need to actually do it by myself, and then I will be back with all the probability and impact sets for further analysis. While I was doing this, I just identified some of the tasks. They have no risk identified. So in this case, we did not define any values, zero values for this one. So we need to edit our prompt. To be able to do that, I'm going to go to custom field once again, lookup, and develop a new value because there is no risk, and just simply no risk. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna do that for also for impact. So open it up, zero, and no risk. That's it. And hit OK. So for this one, I will be able to select zero, zero. But for this one, because it will happen, so maybe likely, I will keep going like that, and I'll be with you in minutes. So as you see, I have developed probability and impact. Uh, hypothetically, again, for your assignment, you need to have the logic. All right. So now is severity. Severity is equal to probability multiplied by impact. So I need to actually create a formula for this one. So let's just have a look what we can do. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to field setting, sorry, custom field again. Make sure that severity has been selected, and this time we go to formula and define a formula here. So to be able to do that, you can click on insert and the field and go to text, because probability and impact have been defined based on text. Custom text, probability, and then we select multiplied right here, minus, plus, minus, and multiplied and divide. So I'm going to click on that one. Again, go to custom field, custom text, sorry. And then I'm just going to go with impact. And then Hit OK. So it says actually that if you have already developed some, some calculation in there, that would be removed. Doesn't matter because we didn't do anything. So here, and then hit OK, and it will be generated. So we did not have any here because I missed that. So I'm gonna come up with this. There you go. All right. So we know actually that what's the number for each of these tasks from number from task from sorry, from risk 1.1 to risk 5.1. All right, so let's just talk about severity level. So severity level, as you see on this probability impact matrix, so it could be extreme, as you see on the screen. It could be high, it could be moderate, it could be low. But when we talk about extreme starts from 15 to 25, all right? High starts from 8 to 12, maybe, yes, 12. Yeah. If it goes to moderate, it's going to be between 4 to 6. And if it is less than 4, it's going to be categorized as low. All right, so we understand that one. Now we are going to generate this for the severity level, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. All right, so I just right click on severity level, go to custom field. As you see, we only work with custom field here, so very easy. Again, we go to formula because we need to generate if any formula here. So all we are going to say is we are going to say actually if it is 15 or above, calculate. Let me just open this preview first and explain it over time. All right. So what we are going to do is if it is 15 and over and above, extreme, if it is between 8 to 14, high. If it is between 4 to 7, moderate. If it is less than 4, just make sure that is low. So let's just do that. So I have already created my own formula, and I want you to apply this one for your assignments. If you're using the same probability, the impact matrix, it is what I have developed. So as you see, actually, if probability multiplied impact is more than and it's equal to 15 extreme, so on. So I don't need to explain that one. Just keep it in mind that the formula will be delivered to you. But if you want to just develop it yourself to be creative and develop something else, I would really appreciate it. Again, I just click on OK and then OK. And then you see actually that the level of severity will appear on your screen. The other thing that we need to do, and I want you to learn as well, is just a schematic, way of explaining the severity level by maybe emojis, maybe by some icons, something like that. To be able to do that, what you need to do is you need to actually click on the severity level where you have developed that if any formula, go to custom field, and this time just click on graphical indicators. And here you need to develop some graphic indicators. But for example, the formula is very easy. So I'm going to say if the number is equal to, I would say because we have already developed our, severity level. If it is, for example, is equals to, I would say extreme, make sure that you type correctly because otherwise the system doesn't show you. And the image that I want to show is a red face. Uh, if it is, if it equals to I would say that was high. Yes. So I'm gonna ask to show me another face. Maybe actually this blue one again equals to moderate and show me. mm, I think the blue should go here and this yellow should go there. And Moderate, but moderate. We've got extreme, high, moderate. Did I say anything about, let me just open it up because I'm a little bit confused here. High, moderate, yes, low. So, yeah. Okay. So, well, I want to go with the green face this time because that shows that I'm happy. And then just hit OK. And then I would also hit this OK. And it's like this. So someone says I want to keep the label and the icons. So what I want you to do, I want you to develop a new column. For example, this one is I would say just actually the label. I call it actually a risk label, whatever you want to call it. So risk label, and then what you need to do, you need to copy this and paste it here. I hope actually it works. I'm not quite sure. Yes. So that you see actually that both icons and uh, the uh, the level has been presented here. So that is how you can show your project risk, and I would expect you to do the same for your assignments. And remember, the logic behind your analysis is also important. Thank you so much.